guys, long time no see. It's Burnt Out Culture back in the first time since I can't remember. So yeah, so that little bit of footage was Arcade Club a few weeks ago now. It's really late. I don't know if anyone else has put footage up, I don't know. I know a few people that were there has talked about it. It was a really good day, it really was. It was good to see, you know, a few tubers and play as much, you know, machines as we could get on. It was fairly quiet actually, as you could probably make out from that footage. It wasn't overly busy at all. It was just nice. A red hot day, but it was nice and cool in there as well, so it was really good. The only caveat of the whole day, the only bummer, the fucking Captain Calamity here, whenever I go to events, something always happens, is I think my tyre was slashed. So when I came out, when I got there, the actual car park for Arcade Club itself were full, or I couldn't see anywhere to park. So just at the side, or just before you go in, there's like a big block of flats, a little bit dodgy, and like it looks like a communal car park, and there were a couple of free spaces there. So I thought I'd be all right. I'll just park in here. So I think I've obviously parked in someone's designated spot. So I've come out, hadn't noticed, got in, got around the corner, thought, I've got a flat here. Tell straight away. But when I've looked at it, the wall of the tyre had a 2-inch gash in it, like it's either stuck in it or I don't know. I'd like to think it wasn't slashed, but I can't really explain it because it was fine when I got there. But I might very well have peed someone off by parking in the space. But just be aware, guys, if you do end up going to Bury Arcade Club and the car park's full, just probably not parking in that like a communal car park for them flats. But didn't spoil the day though. I had a spare, we got it sorted, boom, no problem whatsoever. So I know a few people have mentioned, I've had to write them down, the people that I saw on the day. My good mate Dylan, Cine Steve, had a good old catch up with Cine Steve, that was good. You saw him on the footage there, absolutely smashing outrun, and Football Champ, fantastic on Football Champ, that was great. Saw Big Al briefly. So finally met Mike Shed, top lad, absolutely, you know, stand-up guy, really nice guy, could talk to him all day. Briefly saw Scott Glory, had a good old chat with Retro Red Steve, and I got to meet Matt Metropolis. Saw Eddie for about 2 milliseconds and then he disappeared, never saw him again. Never mind, well, I'm sure we'll catch up at another event. Guys, get up to Leeds next one. We'll have a few bevies and a decent catch up. So we should let's get a Leeds Arcade Club meet on as well. As I've said before, I'm the first to admit the Leeds one loses a bit of that arcade feel. You know, us that are in us, you know, late 30s, 40s, it remembers you know, what it was like to go in a proper smoky arcade club. Bury captures that perfectly because it's been in like an old mill and it's a bit dark and dingy, whereas the Leeds one's in a modern ex-retail unit. It just loses it a little bit, but it's still good. They've still got all the top arcade machines in there, so it's definitely worth visiting if you aren't. And I'm always a bit biased because it's literally 10 minutes away from where I live. So, but yeah, we should definitely get a Leeds Arcade Club meet up again. Right, I've got a fair bit to get through because it accumulated over the past month. I just haven't had time to do any vids lately. It's as simple as that. But I'll try and put that right now. A lot of stuff off Facebook. Apologies, I can't remember. So off the groups, primarily off the Sinclair Spectrum group and my mate Mike Pibworth's Ultimately Rare Games, I think it's called. So I've got a fair bit off there. Different guys. I can't remember the names. I should have wrote them down, but I didn't. So we'll just go through at random, shall we? Got quite a bit of. There's a few different formats, but as in, you know, as of late, pickup vids, it is heavily Spectrum because that's what I'm into at the moment. So let's go through them. So we'll go through this lot first. A lot of these games I did have back in the day. I haven't tested any of them yet. Hopefully get round to it, but a lot of them are really nostalgic to me. Certainly this one, classic game this if you haven't played it, brilliant little game. Trashman, I'm sure any of you Spectrum collectors I'll already have this. There is a sequel to this. Is it Trash? It's like Trashman goes on his travels or something. You're going around Europe or something as a fucking bin man then. But that is a brilliant, addictive little game, is that, if you haven't played it. This one I remember fondly playing on my cousin's Amstrad CPC. Loved it back in the day. I'm not sure if it holds up or not now. Probably not. But it's Harrier Attack. That's my Durrell software. That's a classic, is that? So yeah, that's that one. This is a brilliant game. This, if you've never played this, it's quite advanced at the time for a 48K Spectrum game. This with 3D, not vector graphics, but you know, like the wireframe, shall we say, 3D, early 3D graphics. It's a cracking game. It's 3D Star Strike, cheap as chips. This one, and also hunt that down if you haven't already got it. That's a recommendation from me. You'll like that. Can't believe, I will have had it probably about 65 times, but I looked through my collection recently and I didn't have it, so I had to get this back in. It's, you know, needs no introduction. Commando. I shall stick my neck out and say, gotta be one of the best games on the Spectrum, surely. One of the most popular games. Fantastic game. Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Got that. This one I remember, definitely had this as a kid, shall we say, and it's a better version of Afterburner. Quite a little bit more forgiving. I'm just trying to peel one of Mike's 30p labels off. Always has. Every game he sells seems to have 30p on. Fucking hell, I wish. Anyway, it's MiG-29 Soviet fighter. It's very, very similar to Afterburner, but like I say, a little bit more forgiving and just a bit more enjoyable, actually. But yeah, I'll come back to that. This one, another, I'm reading about this, not sure if I had it, probably not, but this is highly regarded as well, as like a 3D wireframe shooter again, similar to Star Strike really, but I think this definitely gets a good review, shall we say, and it's Starion by Melbourne House. Again, cheap. I think they're all pretty cheap, these. This one I remember fondly as well. I'm going to load this up hopefully if I get time after this, because I used to love this game. It's Shanghai Karate Players. Shanghai Karate. You must remember that one. Yeah. That was great, is that one. Graphics don't look bad as well, actually. Decent colour on them for a Specky game. This one I've never played. I think this were part of a bundle. These, in fact, yeah. So these three were part of a bundle. Very, very early games. These they were super cheap, so they'll be super basic. Possibly won't load, because a lot of what I've found lately is this black PS2, this black plus 2A Spectrum. There's quite a few titles that you don't like, the early ones, and I was reading up. There's the original Grey plus 2 tends to load more up. I don't know why. It's just the case with the black ones. Certain early games it doesn't like. I should really just get the bloody one of my 48Ks fired up, but it can't be asked, you know, it data corder and all wires. I've just got enough wires going on as it is in here. Anyway, it's looks like, so it says intriguing split screen graphic and text adventure. It's Invincible Island. Never heard of it before, probably a total pile of shit, I'm not sure. And then some of the super early Scion software, really early these ones in. So in fact this one's a 16K, whether or not it probably won't even load, then it might just be a ZX81 or something like that. It's Embassy Assault. Sorry about the glare, can't do much about it, it's a bit too dark with light. And then we've got 48K Flight Simulation. So really early titles then. Then we've got another one. So this obviously always popular, this classic title, one of the most sort of famous games if you like. in the unbelievably huge Spectrum library. I think this is the original box, I believe, unless it might have been in the probably in the cardboard box. For anyway, it's still the original cassette version, I think. Attic Attack by Ultimate. Absolute must in any serious Spectrum collector's collection, this one. About a £5, I think I paid a £5 for that. That's so most of that. In fact, I was just going through it. I think all of that were from Facebook groups, as is most of this. So this is sort of the bigger box ones now, big dual case boxes. This I remember fondly. I used to love this game. It'll probably be atrocious now when I go back to it, but we'll give it a go. It's Southern Belle. Like a very, very early train simulator. I just used to love it. I don't know why. But yeah, I put some hours into this. I've got the old, look at that, that's the best thing about it though, the old W.H. Smith sticker on back, look at that. So, £7.95, yeah, £7.95. Don't know if instructions, yeah, instructions are on back of the cover on that one. But yeah, really happy to get that back in actually. This one I've heard of, never played it. A guy was selling loads of games and they were getting snapped up pretty soon. I think this is quite a sought after game. So I jumped on it. One vastly expensive, I think, like £5-6 quid. It's heavy on the magic. If anyone knows this game, just let me know in comments if anyone's played it. But yeah, apparently it's you know, it's one to have in the collection. Is that it looks quite good on the back? It's quite good. If it's got, oh yeah, oh yeah, I mean look at that. That's a little instruction manual. Beautiful. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Had to get this. You still love this. It's, yeah, I get it's not that good, but you've got to have it, haven't you? It's the original Street Fighter. I think that one and the following game, in fact some of these might be eBay now, not too sure. These two would definitely. I've seen a few different versions of this. I think this is the original one in the Sinclair box, the yellow box. It's Moonlight Madness. I think that's a text adventure as well. Goes for about a 10 of that, something like that. But yeah, really happy to get them. So yeah, I bought them together. We've got to get this back in again. I'm going to swap the case. Hopefully it works, because the version I had prior to this wouldn't load up. It's Paperboy, so I'll put that in a brand new dual case if that loads up. Yeah, box is trashed on that, but we'll sort that out. I haven't played this yet, but I think it's quite good. It's one of mine. It's with 30p sticker on again. It's Winter Games by Epix, US Gold. This one I remember, looked at a bit of footage, yeah, definitely remember playing this and having it. It's another US Gold one, a Namco game. It's an arcade anyway, it's an arcade conversion. I own part of it. I think it holds up quite well on the Spectrum. Been watching, what did I say, version of this? An Amiga. The Amiga port, and it sort of didn't come across that good on that, and it sort of like got a bit of, bit slated did that, but I think the Spectrum one's probably better in terms of playability, and it's Motocross, fucking Metrocross. So yeah, that's that one. Another one I remember. So that's what I mean. It's what I mean with Spectrum. It's all memories. You just remember, yes. I bet when I was whatever 12 or 13 years, I must have had shitloads, but a lot of them were obviously on, you know, tape copies. So that's what you did. You just copied as soon as you got one, you just copied it. But a lot of these games, I just remember this one, another US Gold one, Ace of Aces, little shooter, brilliant game, fantastic game. This one I've got the sequel to, but I want the where is it? I want the original version to the sequel. So I've got that one. Anyway, really happy to get this. This cost me about a tenner. It's Dundarak. Good game is this. Very good game. So in it's the original Gargoyle Games cardboard box. We've got the manual. Just brilliant. So nostalgic, that one. And its sequel is actually it's actually 1 to 8k only. Is that Turnar Nog, which is like a sequel to it, but that obviously that's the rebound, the sort of budget version. I want the, if I can find it at any point, the original, but that's 1 to 8k only. That I believe this Dundarak's it will be 48k anyway. Yeah, very happy to have that. And the last one, I've loaded this up actually. It's so super simple, but just my type of game. If I'm going to put any sort of time into this sort of stuff, I just loved it. People just think, atrocious crap. Why would you even bother? But it's a very early title again. It's Cargo, and I even went to the extremes of, because it didn't have the manual, wasting trees by being ridiculously printing off all A4 sheets of the bloody of the manual. Wasted about Greenpeace brain my door down for printing that off. But essentially what you've got to do is transport the cargo, you loading your ship up, navigating the shipping lanes, the weather, getting the loading right in terms of weight. It's real super geeky stuff, but I love shit like that. So happy to get that. So is that 8-foot Spectrum stuff? I think. No, it's not. There's still more. Still more specky stuff. Oh, before I forget as well, I think someone else has shown me. Just quickly going back to Arcade Club. In fact, did I even mention him on there? No, I haven't. Just trying to think on there now. Where's that bloody other list that I wrote down? Anyway, I could have sworn I wrote that down. I'm losing my marbles. Craig, Goodwin's Place, give us one of these stickers each. I think he dished them out to everyone that were in the vicinity. So thanks, Craig, for that. It was really good to see. I think he even bought me a pint. He bought me a pint, that lad. Top bloke. But yeah, so nice mirrored little sticker, Craig. I will be putting that up somewhere in here, mate. Thank you so much for that. So yeah, two lovely games here. I had to get these two. Both bought off a guy called, on the Facebook group, called Stephen Studard. I don't think he's a tuber. Fairly certain he's not a tuber, but an absolute huge Spectrum collection. You know, you've got a lot of them on there. They've got dupes of games that, you know, you never even see on eBay, never even come up, and they've got multiple copies of them, a lot of them. This popped up, remember this again back in the day, another Gargoyles game, exact same type box as Dundarak. It's Mars Sport. It's probably very similar in terms of gameplay, I believe. I'm going to try loading this up as well if I get a chance later on. But yeah, really happy to have that. Complete with booklet as well. Yeah, because it says on the back it's part of a trilogy. Yeah. Siege of Earth trilogy. But yeah, cool, man. So happy to have that. Cheers for that, Stephen. And he also sold me this one. So similar to a few people, I've fallen out. I've still got plenty left, but I've sort of fallen out of love with its squads now. It's a bit, let's get the OG versions if we can. I'm not really too fussed about its squads. I've still got about 10, just mainly as backup copies in case the originals fail. But I had to get this because I remember distinctly So with my mum, I don't know, 9, 10 years old, walking through, remember Boots? And upstairs, the Bradford branch were quite large, and upstairs they had a gaming section, 8-bit and 16-bit, I always remember. And I remember seeing this game, and I nagged my mum. She dragged me away, and we went round other shops. She used to drag me around shops every Saturday shopping. And I nagged her all day. Anyway, she finally took me back before I went home. She bought me this game, and boy did I put some time into it. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something in a minute. You might not believe me, but it's absolutely true. And I'll show you the game first. Last Ninja 2, fantastic game. You'll notice there the limited edition. Now I remember, I shit you not, if you look now, I'm sure it goes for like about 200 quid or something daft. So the limited edition, when you originally bought it, had like a ninja hood. It had the map, and you also got a fucking shuriken, albeit blunt. Remember Shuriken Ninja Throwing Stars? And I saw one the other day on eBay. I'm sure it goes for like 150, 200 quid now, complete with that. Someone was selling one with the ninja hood sealed in the bag. But this is the actual box that would have come in that version. But obviously, it's just got the map though. Got the map, because I don't even think you got this with the standard version. I mean, it's a very crude, sort of weird. Not really going to derive much information from that, but good to have. It's got the manual, so I was still super happy to get this, and the box itself is in pretty decent condition, because a lot of these, obviously due to the age, get knackered now, but it's just got honest edgeware. So again, thanks Stephen, really happy to get that. So I just flogged, I think I bought mine off Scott Sega Zombie, if I remember rightly, the It Squad. Still got decent, more or less got back what I paid. People are still willing to shell out for bloody It Squads, God knows why. But yeah, much happier to have this original version. Imagine if it had had the throwing star in on the hood. Fucking cool. Brilliant. Right, so that is it for the Spectrum stuff. We've just got a few more bits. I'll show you this. This came up on another gaming group on Facebook. Had to get it. I think someone had shown it on Tubes. The guy, I forget his name. The guy that basically has all his collection in a bloody storage container, whatever he's called. You'll know who he is. He was showing a few joysticks, and I think this was one that he picked up, and I thought, bloody hell, yeah. Remember that? Anyway, lo and behold, as luck would have it, someone was selling one, and it is the Konix Navigator. Little, I haven't tried it yet. So it's got, obviously, it looks like 16-bit and 8-bit compatible. It doesn't matter anyway, because I've got a converter on mine, so it'll take any of these, you know, is it 9-pin? Yeah, 9-pin connections anyway, so I'll give it a try. A little bit flimsy and loose, but super cool. Look at that. Can't be a good old joystick, can you? Yeah, so whoever sold me it, thank you. Really happy with that. Right, yet another Facebook deal. I had to be quick on this one, because there were a couple of people in an hour in, and I just thought, fuck it, just do it, because if you don't, it'll go and you'll regret it. So I think this were about, it were cheap and all. Would it 30 quid? I want to say, got it about 6 weeks ago now. It's a fair old time ago, but I've tried it, worked perfectly. It's in good condition as well. A few scratches on the screen. It's a red Game Boy Pocket, original cover, clean inside. I think I put batteries in actually. Yeah, but got the original cover. The battery compartment was super clean, and you got these games with it. So you got the ubiquitous Tetris. We've got the fabulous absolutely fabulous Robocop complete with manual. Cracking conversion on the Game Boy. We've got the fantastic Super Mario Land 2. I don't know if I already got this. Might already have it, I'm not sure yet. Someone told me that this, might have been Big Mike, told me about this one. This is supposed to be quite a decent game. Don't know if it's worth out, not sure. It's Adventure Island. And then we've got, don't know what this is like on this, probably naff, I'm not sure. Super Kickoff. And finally, it is a snide copy of this. I wish it hadn't been, but someone wanted just this game, but I don't think they were trying to prize it out at the bundle just for him to sell this, but I don't think they realised it was snide. But it is. It's Robocop 2. So if I zoom in, look, it's definitely labels off centre. There's no Nintendo thing. It's just everything wrong with it. I haven't tested it. It might work. It might work. Well, should we test it? Let's fucking test it now. See if it works. Let's have a look. Not looking good so far. It feels like it don't want to seat in right. No, let's have a look. Something just done slot in right. That's doing now. Hang on. Looks right. Looks okay. Oh, hang on. We might have progress. Might be just me and my spazzy hands. Oh yeah. Oh, we're on. Yep. It is loaded. Can you hear it? We're loading. I don't know if you can fucking see. I can't glare. Robocop 2. So it works. Super happy. So that were a good deal. I think it was 30 quid, including delivery. So it's not a bad little deal that. Then there's a couple of Super Famicom games here. This one was from Mike Pibworth. No one wanted it. He had this on for a few days. Loose cart, unfortunately, but this was one that I looked at that I wanted purely for the artwork as well, and it's such a beautiful cover that stays faithful to the comic book, shall we say, of the day. I haven't tested it yet, but I'm sure it'll be work. It's about, I think when I look complete, it's about, obviously from Japan, never see it over here. I think it would, cheapest I saw was 50, 60, 70 quid, that sort of, that sort of area. But he did this, I'm sure he did this for a tenner. It's Batman Returns. Not wrong with car, it's just to do with a bit of a clean up, that's all. I'm sure it'll work, but yeah, no, fair enough. For a tenner, I thought, just fucking get it. So thanks for that, Mike. I bought this from Japan. This is super cheap. I think this, what, 12 quid, all in. Came in no time again. Like, not even, I think, barely a week. It were here. Had to get it for the collection. It's the Super Famicom version of Street Fighter 2. It is complete in box. Box not in bad shape at all. I've tested it, so it works. It's got the tray, it's got the little whatever bloody pamphlet thing that you get, and like I say, the manual. Not that it's any use to you, but you don't need it anyway, do you, for this game? But yeah, 12 quid all in. Fucking brilliant with that. And the last game to show you, I think, just what I want to miss out, so I'm getting a bit snowed under. Yeah, so that's it. So again, from Mike, did us a pretty decent deal on this. He'd been selling, so he sells like bundles of whatever as he gets them. Sometimes it's not even down to as obscure things as Dyson Hoovers. He buys in bulk and stuff like that. Anything goes on that group. It's great. But anyway, bought this huge bundle, and apparently shelled out quite a bit for it as well. He bought this massive bundle of high-end Mega Drive games, and there were some absolute belters in there, and I mean belters as well, but I thought, I'll go in there. I just start going there. But this particular game was on my list. I've still got about 10-ish games that I want, something like that, no more than that, and that is me done for Mega Drive completely. I've still got things like Batman, original Batman. What else is on there? There's a few on there. But this were one of them as well, and it is the fantastic, and this is in lovely condition as well, and this has shot up in recent, say over the last couple of years. I had this and it was nowhere near as expensive as it is now. It's fucking Comix Zone. Now that is a cracking game, is that. You really want this in your collection because it is on the move. This is going for 60 quid all day long now, complete. It's just really, really popular. So complete in box, good shape, real good shape is this. Hanging tab, still got the Sega sticker. The box is in, there's not a mark on it. They're really in. Yeah, well happy to get this. I paid, I want to say 25. Can't. Pretty much perfect. Yeah, I think he said 25. It were no more than, let's say no more than 28, because he just put some random prices on. 25, 28 quid, definitely under 30. Fucking superb deal. Thanks. So that's another one ticked off the Mega Drive list. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for now. I don't know when I'm going to be back because I'm getting it in the neck off the missus as usual for this room. We should be boxing shit up, not adding to it. It still hasn't got round to it. I'm using the old excuse of just haven't got time off with work. Mum smuggle boxes in past her, so she works out of the dining room, and when the postie arrives, I'm either trying to intercept him on the drive and shuffling past as quietly as possible without seeing, but she's conscious that there's still stuff coming in when it should be getting boxed up and fucking... Yeah, so I don't know. I might have to curtail these pickups for a while. I don't know. I just don't know. Certain stuff I've turned a slight corner again in the collecting. I've started looking at things that are not just sat on the shelf collecting dust. Are going to go, like a lot of the big sort of expensive stuff. It's just fucking pointless. Just, impulse buys are never a good thing, especially pricey ones. So if you can cash in, and it's just, yeah, how your collection manifests over time, innit? But yeah, sort of reassess the collection, shall we say. I'm still super focused on obviously Spectrum, but stuff that will not move, will not go at Master System, the Mega Drive stuff that I've got now, Super Famicom, ZX Spectrum, and you know what? I'm even on fence with PS1 at the moment. I don't know. It's what's been happening with PS1. It's just a case of get it, shelve it, get it, shelve it. And let's face it, a lot of PS1 games are not great, are they? A lot of the early 3D stuff is just fucking atrocious. So it's getting it for getting its sake with the number on. I don't know. And nothing's gone as yet, but I don't know how sustainable that is as a collection long term. It potentially could be one of those where it gets shut and quickly regret it. I just don't know. I just don't know. But maybe some of the hardware be going. I mean, I've only fired Dreamcast up today, but you've got to remember with Dreamcast for me, I were in between. I wasn't even into gaming when Dreamcast were out, so zero nostalgia there. But again, that could be one that I might regret if I get shut. And as tragic as it is, that Saturn, the Japanese Saturn hasn't been switched on. I know a lot of people have a go at me for that. If anything, I can't remember who we're talking to now. Might have been Dylan. If anything, it should be the last machine you should get rid of is a Japanese Saturn. But it's everyone's different out there. If it's not getting switched on, all right. I think I've got less than 10 games for it. But it's just not playing it. Just not fucking playing it. But we'll see. I'm not going to make any rash decisions as yet, but there could be some movements in here, I think, possibly. Anyway, But cheers for watching, as always. Sorry for the delay. I'll try, even if it's not a pickups video, I might, you know, I'll come back with something. I'll try not to leave it too long. But yeah, well, I'll be back as soon as I can. But as always, guys, please like, share, sub, and most importantly, comment. I love the comments. If I don't reply to you at first, just, you know, be a little bit patient. I'll try and reply to every comment. I know there's a couple that has slipped through the net over time, and apologies for that, but it's I'll try and respond to everyone. But I do appreciate everyone that watches and everyone that takes the time just to drop a comment. It really is appreciated. Right, cheers guys, and I'll see you soon. Long live the retro. Yeah.